everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday stream of Starfleet Command, the Next Generation mod. And yes, I fully get the irony of playing the Deep Space Nine theme on top of the Next Generation mod. So, yeah, hello Laurendale, well, hello Raider, welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us for this one. And it looks like the mic appears to be working, so everything is good this time. So, let's switch over to the scene that actually matters. Hello, and let's begin and continue. So, yeah. Let's see where we left off at. Oh, we are sieging the planet down to the south, which I think this planet has been sieged like 8 or 9 times on us. We are in the destroyer, the USS Hazard. We have the heavy battlecruiser, USS Viking, which I believe is an Akira. So, yeah, we're packing quite the punch at the moment. So, the Viking is an X-type heavy cruiser. The Hazard is a X-type destroyer, which is a Defiant in this. So, yeah, I think we need to return home and get a little bit of repairs on this one. Plus, we need to leave the tile anyway if we want to regenerate a mission. So, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, the Viking took a little bit of a denting on that one. So, since the Viking is more or less our flagship at the moment, even though I can't really actually start in it at the beginning of every mission, just because this Hazard is in front position, which is a little bit irritating. Ooh, actually I might be able to sell it. Ooh. Let's go test that. If I wanted to sell it, it'd be 606. In the shipyard, do you have an X-type destroyer? How much would that be? Probably cheaper than that. XDD 1234? Yeah, we can do that. So we're going to trade in the Hazard. Come to the shipyard. We're basically turning around and just milling money at this point. There's no reason to do this, but other than to make my life easier. Okay, good. So we have the Thresher now. Can someone settle an argument for me? Someone said the Reliant is more powerful than the Enterprise. It's not. It's more economical than the Enterprise. The Enterprise is overbuilt to all hell and back. So, and the reason why the Reliant did so well against the Enterprise is because the Reliant had all of the proper identification and it was able to sneak in close before, you know, the Enterprise could fight back. You will, of course, notice that the Enterprise kicked the ever-loving crap out of the Reliant once it actually, you know, knew what actually was going on. Alright, so let's red alert and increase speed. Oh, we're being escorted by a Prometheus class today. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I thought for a second that we were running into an XCF, but no, it is a Hydron XCF, which are fairly decent ships, but not any sort of X-type Federation cruiser. So we've got a heavy cruiser, and that's it. 2 heavy cruisers, okay. Pop over here. So we're dealing with 2 DWDs, which I need to start replacing at some point, because I do realize they come out all the time. Laurendale actually may have a different opinion on that one, but my position is that the Constitution class refit was absolutely more powerful than the Reliant, but the Reliant was cheaper and easier to build, which is why you see so many more Mirandas in the future rather than Constitutions. Let's kick up some speed, also get the forward shields to a level of reinforcement. We are, after all, about to get into a battle. Lucky for us, this planet is completely undefended. Well, not completely. It only has 8 phaser 3s, but as long as we stay outside of range, it'll be completely undefended. So we're just going to zip on in here and hopefully beat the ever-living crap out of these ships. So I'm going to make a note here. DWD. Green cell. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want them probably be the next ship that I replace on the Klingon list. I think I'm done with sizing problems at this point. I think we're all done with that. So I'm starting to build together the Klingon fleet and see where we go with that. And the DWDs absolutely need to be changed as soon as possible. Oh, Laurendale agrees with me. Woo! So we have some greatness going on in there. How much more power do I currently have? I have loads. Let's use not all of it, but a significant portion of it. Fleet screen, what are we dealing with? DDW. You're not drones, are you? Because if you are, I have more than enough AMDs to be able to actually handle you. And your buddy is an MDW, you're a mauler, so that could be somewhat irritating. Not all that dangerous, because the AI doesn't exactly know how to use maulers all that efficiently, but a certain amount of dangerous. A mauler is basically a giant wave motion gun that when it shoots at you, it causes a ton of damage, but you have to be at a right range in order to make best use of it. So the Defiant already beginning to engage. It is the Thresher. I should probably rename it. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do next time on the space dock. We're going to tell Cisco that he can go do whatever he wants, or whoever's commanding the Defiant at this moment. There is a next-gen mod. How come you don't do a Let's Play of it? Because we're building the next-gen mod at the moment. It doesn't actually exist other than what I'm doing right now, which is working through to put in the ships into the game. So, work in progress. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the stream. And hello, Manny. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, we're working on building one, but we haven't really gotten too far. Most of the, well, all but like 2 ships in the Federation have been converted, and we've started working on the Klingon fleet next. But there's no Let's Play of it because there's not enough of it for Let's Play. So we play it on the Wednesday streams so that we can show it off, have a little bit of fun, and maybe people can make suggestions if they desire it. So we're just going to be able to beat the crap out of him. Yeah, your missiles will do nothing here, and we'll come in here. Oh! Oh my god, the AI used it properly. Are you kidding? Also, why are you trying to shoot down? Oh no, that's him. That is the first time I've ever seen the AI use a Mauler properly. They let me get in close, and then they nailed me right on the nose. I'm impressed. What happened to the Battletech stream on Saturday? Things and schedules and oh my goodness work. I had basically no time available, so unfortunately things spilled over from Friday and I ended up having to go in on Saturday, and it was just not a great time all around. So I'm somewhat irritated about having to miss that as well. However, I'm currently in the process of attempting to rearrange my schedule so that I can also play on Friday of this week. It won't be a Mech HQ stream, it will be a Battletech stream, but I'm not 100% if that's going to pan out. And if it does, then I'm also going to see if my schedule can't work out to make sure that I can also stream on Saturday. So with any luck, we're going to get 2 Battletech streams this week. I can't guarantee it though. So we're going to certainly give it our best try though. But yeah, that was the best Mauler I've ever seen. I've literally never seen the Klingons do that, or any Mauler do that. They normally fire at maximum range, but this guy, he held his guns. He waited until I was right on top of him. And the amount of damage he did was significant. He just destroyed one of my heavy photon torpedoes. Now, that's not going to save the planet at this point, but things will happen. Let's start to slow down. After all, we don't want to crash into the planet. And we are rather large. The Akira I always thought was kind of a nimble ship, but when you stop to think about it, it's quite large and heavy for what it does. It's almost a dreadnought, which is why I made it the X-type heavy cruiser, because it's not quite a dreadnought. And fire. That'll deal a significant amount of damage. We can stop right here. Oh, wait, what? Who shot down all this? It doesn't matter. Speaking of Battletech, what does everyone think of the MechWarrior 5 going Epic exclusive? Well, I'll tell you, Raider, I was already kind of lukewarm on Battletech, not Battletech, but MechWarrior 5, purely based on the fact that I didn't think the Mech Lab was going to be sufficient enough for my preferences. And this pre-order, I'm not going to do it. Like, that was scummy. Especially with the way that they handled it after the fact. In the AMA, it turned out that Russ knew since April that they were going to be moving down this path before pre-orders closed, didn't say a gosh darn thing, and then admitted that he probably wouldn't have said anything until much further down the road when hopefully he could have tried to balance out the negative press. I mean, that was a pure scumbag move right there, and I can't support that crap. First of all, I'm not interested in losing my data on the Epic Store, which it's not good enough. Like, I like the idea of giving competition to Steam. There's a reason why I have Battletech on GOG, but going Epic right now, especially with Epic just leaking personal data like a sieve, I have no interest in going that route. And I may not even pick it up in a year that it's been delayed, is the way that I'm putting it. I'm going to pirate. I cannot condone piracy on my stream, and I shall not. But hey, I can't control other people. But yeah, that's my position. PGI has always been scummy. PGI has a long history of being somewhat dumb. Yes, I'll give you that. I don't know about always being scummy, but certainly they are not the most clever people in the shed when it comes to trying to deal with people. Are you going to try Rogue Tech? Don't worry about last Saturday's happening IRL. Absolutely. I can't wait to get back to Rogue Tech. I don't know if you're familiar with my channel, but we did 1 season of normal Battletech, and then we did 2 seasons and 3 stream campaigns of Rogue Tech. And the only reason why we started playing Urban Warfare is because the people, they demanded it. And so we did it, because it was a lot of fun to sort of dip our toe in other things. But yeah, we very much will be returning to Rogue Tech the moment a full release comes out. I understand there's alphas out at the moment, but I'm not getting involved in that because I don't have the time to make an alpha work. I'm not a full-time streamer. This is a part-time hobby channel. We all have a good time, but if I was a full-time streamer, I'd be doing the alpha builds, but I'm not. So I'm waiting for a full release once they think that it's stable enough, and I'll probably dive in on that.
Battle stations.
About MechWarrior 5 thing I could pirate. PJ, I heard that, yeah, the Rogue Tech team was spitting nails from what I saw. And apparently pretty much everybody was either refunding their pre-orders, which that is the one thing I do regret. I kind of regret I didn't pre-order, because if I had known that I could get all my money back and keep the stuff in game, maybe I would have pre-ordered. I mean, it would have been the one silver lining. But no, I had been lukewarm on MechWarrior 5, and there's conversations with me streaming way back that I wasn't going to do it, just because I didn't think... I was concerned about the Mech Lab, and that was my biggest gripe. Rogue Tech people, almost 4,000 are refunding. Glad to hear it. Like, this is the best way to strike back against those things, as the community gets together and they do stuff, and you know what they have, which is great to see. I didn't pre-order mainly due to lack of money. I can relate. Oh, by the way, we're being escorted by, like, dreadnoughts over here. We've got the palace, but then we bring the fortress along, which is a pretty significant amount of firepower. And then we got a couple of heavy cruisers, and the planet, according to the fleet screen, is a PLPH-11, so this one gets to fight back. Well, that'll be somewhat painful. DWD, D5X. Okay, DWD is my preferred target at the moment. And I forgot the name of the Defiant. Lady Electo had a lot to say. I can imagine she often has a lot to say. So let us increase our speed. Also, we need to get the forward shield reinforced, don't we? Why have we not done this yet? There's a very foolish captain who will not reinforce his forward shield, especially against Klingons. That's the Klingons' greatest weakness. So we're going to drift on forward. So, yeah, we can talk more about the Battletech stuff on Friday or Saturday stream when it comes out. Hi, Linux. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. We're getting more and more people. Oh, wow. We're up to 10, according to my one statistics, although I don't know how accurate that actually is, ever since we started going on both. Oh, Thornbush, welcome. It's nice to see you again. Been a while, man. Have you come back because of the Romulan campaign? Let's go kill this D5, because he's right next to me. I mean, there is a DWD, but the D5 is right there, and come on. Can you really blame me? Let's overload the phasers so that we can hit like an ever-loving truck and prepare the photon torpedoes. Also, we should probably do a little bit of electronic countermeasure. It's not going to work in time. We'll just shoot and see what happens. Yes, getting 600 subs. Yes, that happened today. I had been watching that. Oh, wow, gunnery teams. Just, that was beautiful. I am so proud of you. You nailed every single heavy photon torpedo in that run. But anyway, yeah, I've been looking at that sub count since it was like 588 with like 10 days left to go. I was like, can we actually get to 600 subs before August? And lo and behold, the last day we did, which was pretty cool. So, even though this is not like a full-on professional channel, it's still fun to see like sub numbers go up. I cannot avoid being excited when I see like, oh, we hit this milestone. It just feels really good, which I can understand why people do it. Been watching catch up due to timing. Starting at 10 p.m. on a work night's problematic. Ooh, yeah, sorry about that. Unfortunately, 5 o'clock kind of has become our go-to just sort of stream time. So we've destroyed all the enemies, and we shall now go on for the PLPH, heavy photon torpedoes to proximity mode, and once we get everything fully charged up, we should be able to just bombard the planet into submission, although we do have Hydran Dreadnoughts with us, so that should make our job just a little bit easier. But yeah, according to Social Blade, it will take us about 5 years to make it to 5,000 subs, which, if we're still doing it that long, that'll be pretty interesting. Do I still have a Patreon up? I do. If people wish to join it, I tend not to hype it or stress it too much, because you know what, I don't want it to be like too big of a deal. After all, this is not a job for me. I mean, I do put the Patreon money towards, you know, stuff for the channel for the most part, but like if people want to join, that's awesome. I'm super ecstatic about it. We don't have any rewards or anything yet, and I mean, we're a tiny channel. My original plan with the Patreon thing wasn't to do anything about it until 1,000 subs, and Sprogue kind of convinced me, nah, you may as well, there's no reason not to, and so we did, and here we are. Yeah, it should be in a link down below in the YouTube copy of what's being done. So if you're on the Twitch version, well, you're gonna have to pop over to YouTube, or I can, you know, pull into a parking orbit and then take care of that in just a moment. For you, it's 5. Here, it's 11. Always a nice watch before bed. Ah, that's so nice. We will be streaming for about 2 hours, so I don't think we'll be able to keep you on all the way up until 1 o'clock, which is a bit of a shame, because you are very fun. So now we just sit here and do what the Federation does best, and just bombard the crap out of... Actually, the Federation does this terribly. They're horrible at this. Who am I kidding? We're just going to sit back with our heavy photon torpedoes, wait for 2 turns to cycle, and just keep firing. What does everyone think of the new Picard series? I think I may have talked about this last week. Cautiously optimistic. I think there's a lot of potential there. And reminded me, and I think I'm positive I've said this, but it reminded me of the one episode where Picard dies and infiltrates a group of like smugglers and grave robbers so that he can try and protect this one secret Vulcan artifact that kills you based on your emotions. And the weapon became worthless because Vulcans could control their emotions so perfectly that it couldn't actually kill them. Don't worry, Ken. So with any luck, it will be good. And with Patrick Stewart, it definitely is going to have great acting. That much is for sure. And I'll be interested to see what they do with the rest. But apparently most of the rest of the Next Generation cast is already, like, keyed up to be in it. So there is that. I want to see it, but I don't want to buy CBS All Access. Yeah, I'm in a similar boat. I am going to wait until, like, reviews come out to see whether or not I want to actually pull the trigger on anything like that. Once again, this channel does not promote piracy of any kind. I don't know why I should have to say that. It's not like anybody actually is going to care, but it amuses me. Send over the Marines. Let's go capture a planet. So Akira's doing planetary assaults. It's kind of sad that the Federation doesn't have more, you know, personnel transports, because there is a ship from Armada 2, the Iwo Jima class, that I kind of wanted to put in game. Not for any great reason, but it would have been amusing to me. Could wait until the DVD. I could wait until the DVD. After all, there's no reason I have to see things live. It can go just like it's back in the 90s, where if you didn't catch it, you had to basically pray and hope that it would actually come to television or tapes that you could buy at, like, Circuit City or Radio Shack or something. Did Radio Shack sell DVDs? Or not DVDs, but tapes? I think they did. 55. Continue back home. Supply. Oh good, we're totally undamaged. Can I get more missiles now? I mean, I don't really need them, but I kind of like having them. They're fun. And give me back my 4 Marines. Let's go see what... Oh yeah, we need to rename this. Because why not? Defiant. Done. And you can, of course, become... the Thunderchild. Because why not? We may as well take on the names of the famous ships that actually are these ships based off of. Maximize his spare parts just so he's all set up. In case we lose our big ship, we'll have a smaller ship. And that will make everything safe and sound. Also, Marines to keep him from taking more damage. It is expensive to kit out the Defiant. Alright, let's continue back to aggressively assaulting the Klingons and see what we can do. Oh, just a normal patrol. Where's the big boy ships? Like what? What is this scrub ship? Did you just call the Akira a scrub ship? Sprogue, I think you may have gone crazy. First of all, that's the Defiant, and that is an Akira. So, yeah. Starfleet Battles has commando cruisers, but they're too undergunned to be usable elsewhere. We actually do have a couple of commando cruisers. They're currently being used by constellations, but I mean like full-on big landing ships. How are you going to make new designs for TNG Klingons? They didn't have that many ships in TNG. They have enough. They honestly have enough. Plus, I can steal from games like Armada 2 and that sort of thing. So they will exist. Oh, and it's the HDX, the USS Argus, which is a Curry class. So basically a very cut apart and reassembled version of the Excelsior, more or less. So, fairly nice. I mean, it's not the most beautiful ship ever. If I'm completely honest, I prefer the model for the Raging Queen, but it is nice to have more Federation starship designs. Where's the Galaxy and the Sovereign? Well, we haven't picked up a Sovereign, partially because I'm not super thrilled about the model, if I'm completely honest about things. And the Galaxy, we lost, traded in? Something happened to it last week. I don't know. Wasn't all that more transfer. Besides, if we get right down to it, I'm fairly positive that Akira could beat the crap out of the Sovereign. Just saying. Also, one other cool thing about this is the fact that we don't have to change any of the D7s for the Klingon fleet. I did ask people, and people came back pretty much in the affirmative that because the D7, well, the Katinga technically, is still used in TNG, that there's no point in actually changing them. So we're still going to be running into Katingas just absolutely everywhere. Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the stream. I agree. Akiras are pretty badass. So the Thunderchild and the Defiant working together to annihilate the Klingon threat. I think we have a fairly decent chance of actually pulling this one off. Increase the speed a little bit more as we start utilizing some more maneuverability, although we're probably, well, we're going to run out of all that speed very shortly once, you know, we actually fire all of our weapons and then realize we can't actually use, we'll charge most of our weapons at this point. The X-type heavy cruiser is well overgunned. Just too many heavy photon torpedoes, although I don't want to take any of them away, I just need more power. Give me a bigger power plant on this ship, just so I can charge and do stuff with it. It's somewhat painful, but we will make it work. Photon torpedoes. Oh, he's going up down the electronic countermeasures and me bouncing off his defensive disruptors. Give me... Oh, he stopped. Okay, I can do that. So now we can get accurate fire with the photon torpedoes. Heavy photons, go! And, ooh, that's 5... Oh, he's dead now. I was about to say, that's 5 out of 6 photon torpedoes, but you know what? That's a wrap right there. I thought the refitted Sovereign could take on a Borg cube. Was the Sovereign ever actually refitted? I don't think it was, but it could help take on a Borg cube. But I was talking about the Galaxy. Did I say the Sovereign when I said the Akira could take it on? Because I meant to say that the Akira could take on the Galaxy. Hot and Spicy is making new missions for their new server. Oh, that's cool to hear. I hear occasional things about Hot and Spicy, but I don't really like spend a whole heck of a lot of time over there. So I'm not quite certain what they're looking at. Although they have posted, Davicus has posted a couple of screenshots. Or was it Autopilot Man? Somebody has posted a couple of screenshots over on our Discord, which is also linked below, I suppose, of their new UI design. And it's gorgeous. By the way, I don't think I've ever actually seen this one. That is beautiful. Adam, you deserve just so much credit for these backgrounds. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, the Washington. The Washington, of course, is a Nakota, which... Ooh, I need to fix that. Fix Nakota texture. Yeah, I used the wrong Nakota. There's Nakota with a botched texture, and there's Nakota with a fixed back texture. Refitted took on the scimitar? Oh, I didn't know they actually had refitted it. I mean, it looks identical. So let's get the forward shield reinforced so that we can actually handle what's incoming. We're not going to get our heavy photon torpedoes to charge, which kind of sucks, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to shut off half of them so that I can have some maneuverability and aggressive power. It's 2 H5s. We should be able to take them on, no problem. And our point defense systems should be able to handle you. You actually did a fairly decent job of hurting me. But my Gatling phases got involved and you disappeared. And let us go engage, and then photon torpedoes. Ooh. Ooh, wow. So apparently the gunnery crews have been saving up all their misses for today. So the Warsong has hurt us quite badly, and a brilliant turn executed by the Warsong managed to protect him from most of my Gatling phasers. So the Defiant zipping on around, managing to cause quite a bit of damage alongside us. So the Warsong not exactly having a good day, but then again I have a shield that's quite weak as well at the moment. Point defense systems have engaged, taking down all of his stuff. And phasers. Hey, would you like more Gatling phaser? I have more just for you. Come back. Aft shields are struggling, but we should hopefully be able to keep going. They added some weapons that wasn't... they haven't added weapons. They've changed some weapons. You can't actually add or... Well, you could remove... No, actually, no, you can't remove... You can't add or remove weapons because they're hard-coded into the game. So unless you've got the source code, there's nothing you can do, which is one of the reasons why Phase 3 of the TNG mod is probably just a pipe dream, because we just simply don't have enough weapon types in order to go from the original series all the way to post-Nemesis, unfortunately. So let's go give this guy all the barrels, and you can shut this off so I can actually have some photon torpedoes, please. Oh, that was a good one. Just nailing him right properly. And Gatling phasers can then open fire, causing quite a bit of damage on him. Oh yes, they're very, very much disabled at this point. Defiant blasting through the last one, and the X-Vessels destroying them all. And the Federation fleet is victorious once again. Oh, wait, what are you? Okay, there's a light cruiser I'm missing. So, Fetty... LC... You're gonna cells. Oh, are you? Well, welcome to the Discord. No, for Nemesis, they added some more weapons onto the Enterprise. Oh, is that it? Okay. Posted a video about Mocore 5 on Discord. Hope I didn't get in trouble. You didn't get into trouble. I mean, it's not like you were saying anything crazy. And to be perfectly honest, I think most of us would take on the position of what they done ain't right, boy. So, yeah, I'm not particularly happy with PGI at the moment either. So, you did nothing wrong. So let us... Red alert. And we're being escorted by the Hydrons again. Once again, we bring another Dreadnought, which is lovely. Oh, it's a PL1. It's totally undefended. And we are dealing with a D7 and a smaller DWD type cruiser. So hopefully we can take that on. Just for Sprogue, we're going to overload all weapons. Now, for that, we need to stop and just not do anything, because there's nothing we can do while we overload. We just don't have the power for it. You'll notice that despite not moving and the phase capacitor being fully charged, it took a little while for... Oh, it's a group of 4. That's a little bit more dangerous, but then again, we have a Regent Dreadnought, and I just need to remind myself and feel much more comfortable and confident about what's actually coming. No, I was just angry about it. I'll be looking at getting Battletech and then Rogue Tech when it's on sale. Yes, this is a lot of fun. So just for Sprogue, we've overloaded the photon torpedoes. Unfortunately, one of them may not actually be fully charged by the time we actually make it. Also, cruising at a speed of 9, we only have a shield power of 16.5. There we go. Alright, so now let's pick up a little bit of speed. Oh, he's a Mauler. Luckily for us, he didn't actually save his weapon until an actual opportune moment, so that's going to suck to be him. Here's a gift for you, sir. There we go. 187. 187 damage out of a Federation heavy cruiser is absolutely beautiful. And we've knocked out his tractor beams and he's dead. So, not quite a one-hit kill, but basically one salvo disabled. And I'm going to shut off the port side photon torpedoes entirely to actually give me some power and give him a little bit more life. There we go. Feels so good. Yes, overloaded heavy photon torpedoes are an amazing weapon system, and you do have to love them because they do 32 damage. Although they're also absolute monster power hogs, and it's a bit of a problem. Wait, you're the Mauler? No, fusion cannons. I'm getting those mixed up. We need to turn around, and we need to turn around fast, so there's only one thing for it. We're going to kick on a high energy turn and swing this sucker around. See if we can't cause a little bit of damage, because I got to get that aft shield away from the enemy. Hiya, buddy. I've got a lot of phasers, and did I mention they're overloaded? Oh, keep turning. Oh, 88 damage just from phasers. That's what the Federation does. And the Defiance heavy photon torpedoes getting involved in there. Hi, I have other weapons that I can use against you as well. Fire missiles and port side. Keep those off. I don't want to waste the power on a port side photon torpedo array that isn't going to do anything. So we've managed to cause moderate damage to them, and everybody's getting involved in the whole high energy turn business at this point. See if I can't get any more over the shoulder fire. Now it looks like the Tenacity's getting involved on this one. We're just going to smoothly drift on around. I got heavy photon torpedoes about to be ready to rock and roll. They're set to normal mode. Oh, now that's a thing of beauty. When you kill the enemy with a photon torpedo, there is nothing better. Alright, so everybody's been defeated. Launch our probe. And of course, maximize speed of time, because we're about to go bombard a planet. It's going to be quite fun. Everybody will be terrified of the oncoming threat, and only 8 phaser 3s, of course. Their only defense at this point, turn on all the photon torpedoes. Wow, so much power. These photon torpedoes, man. At the very least, I wish I could just strip out 2 of them for power problems alone. Because technically, if you stop to think about it, 6 heavy photon torpedoes is the equivalent of 12 normal photon torpedoes, which is more firepower in a forward-facing direction than any other Federation ship in the game. Because the battleship has, I believe, 8 forward firing and 2 aft firing. So yeah, we can technically out-photon torpedo Federation battleships. More than a little terrifying when you stop to think about it. Can I overload? I can! Looks like I'll actually have the power for it. But you were overloading this whole time? No, you just weren't selected apparently. Because we don't have the power to do this. Seriously. Heavy photon torpedoes take so much energy. But when they hit, it's going to be like a truck. We're going to free the Defiant up so that it doesn't get too close to the planet and accidentally get itself killed. I don't think that it will, but, you know, better safe than sorry is, of course, the key here. And the other problem is heavy photon torpedoes, when set to overload mode, have a very, very short range. So we got to get basically right on top of the planet to bombard it from space. We're just going to slowly start to drift down in speed so that when we actually make it to a proper range to bombard the crap out of everything, we don't actually hit it. Okay, there we go. Fire all weapons. There we go. And who's left on the planet? 10 people. Wow, I'm actually impressed. 7 people. Let's get a little bit closer to make sure that we can actually deal full and consistent damage. Because I would like my phasers to do even more work on this one. 2 more people. 1 more person. And it's dead. Okay, I'll stop. Send in the Marines. It's got ECM, so don't waste overload. I think you're a bit far behind, Sprogue. A little off topic, but is the CX the strongest ship in the Federation in OB+? No, not even remotely. The CX is the first Federation heavy cruiser that has X-type technology in it, and so has really good phasers, and other than that is just a basic Federation heavy cruiser. The XCAs are much more powerful than the CX. The XCBs, the XCFs. Actually, XCF... No, XCF is definitely more powerful. Oh, the planet has ECM. Oh, okay. Not a big deal. 495 prestige. They're down to an Empire Defense of 25. We are going to crack it this turn. Not this turn, but today's episode. We will crash through the barriers and come out on the other side undefeated. Now that we have an Akira. We are, of course, planning to get a second Defiant. We'll, of course, name it the Sao Paulo in order to properly do things. And then we'll probably slowly start stepping up until we have 3 Akiras, because that's just going to be way too much fun. Or we could pick up the other X-type heavy cruisers. I mean, XCBs are... Oh, boy. Yeah. So, first things first, before we leave, because we are leaving. Actually, no. Oh, never mind. I don't think it is. Anyway, full-powered engines. We are leaving, Marines. Because this is not a battle we win. I don't think anyway. What do we got? Oh, maybe it is. D5, C9. Oh, we can take this. I think we can take this. Let's be risky. What do you guys think? Should we be risky? You better make your voices heard very soon, because we're about to get joined. Just overload the torps. Sprogue saying just overload the torps. Doesn't matter that it's going to take these torpedoes a very long time to charge. He's gunning for it, so we got to slow way down. So that we can actually charge up. all of our systems. We can't move while charging overload photon torpedoes. That's always fun. Reinforce the forward shield. And you can insta-gib a big boy. I think you overestimate the firepower of this cruiser. Just a little bit. It's a trap. Yes, it is a trap. Shall we fight our way out of the trap? Because I am stuck, unable to move at the moment while I charge these heavy photon torpedoes. I mean, I could move. I just lose my capability to actually do anything. Engage with missiles? That's not the right button. That's the right button. As we slowly start to turn. Did I? Okay. Oh no, I did fire the heavy phaser. That's not good. I need that photon torpedo set to heavy mode so I can kill this XDD. Defiant, I'm going to officially free you up to do whatever it is you think is the most proper thing to do. I'm not going to get in your way. Well, I am going to be turned sufficiently enough to start to engage this guy. But this is going to be an interesting problem. Okay, let's pick up the pace. We have some shield power. Not a lot, but some. ECCM, yeah, good point. I just don't have any power for it at the moment, though. It is a major concern. We'll go 4 points into there. Okay, we've got 12 points of power, barely moving, so I need a little bit more speed. Heavy photon torpedoes are fully charged. So, give me the kill. Engage the tractor beam. Discretion is the better part of valor. See, Brandon is like, nah, man, this is not worth it. Why are we here again? Well, we're here because the insouciant is here. That's really the only thing that actually kept me here and willing to entertain Sprogue's nonsense. Because, yeah, we brought a battleship carrier of our own, and that should be fairly significant. Okay, we have our scatter pack ready to go. We're, of course, going to prep another one because we're going to need as many of these as we can. We have a very big punch, but we only have this punch once. And once we utilize it, that's it. We're done. So I'd like to hit somebody who's worth hitting. Like this guy over here. We could probably kill the Ruthless. Yeah, maybe not. No, he's still got full shields. Heavy photon torpedoes selected. Bring the range on down. Fire. Heavy photon torpedoes have cut through. And we've grabbed him. We need to let him go. We need to let him go. And photon torpedoes to offline. Okay, so this is not going to work quite as well as I had planned. The heavy photon torpedoes were excellent. They did 92 plus 75 damage on through. So that's not bad at all. Drop a mine. Unfortunately, I don't think this is a winning plan. Yeah, they're on top of us. And they don't have any way of... Oh no, did I just lose an Akira? I'm going to be kind of furious at you, Sprogue, if I just lost an Akira. We gotta get on the move. The point defense systems have engaged. I think I need to call the Defiant home with me. Defiant. Here, boy. Get back over here. Alright, so we've got to pass through half the Klingon fleet on our way out. But if we do this right, we'll survive. And wait for him to get enough distance so I don't have to worry about, you know, everything collapsing on me. Okay, that's the distance. Drop the shuttle. And get some more repairs. Oh, we just ran right into two dreadnoughts. Every time I tried not to run from a trap. We've won a couple of times. It's just not easy. Wait a second, where did those missiles go? I get the feeling like they've disappeared, and that's not okay. Keep firing. And a shuttle bay as soon as you can, please. Please get that shuttle bay ready so I can shoot at it. Mines? Mines are not going to deter these people. Also because I need to dump another scatterpack shuttle out on top of them. So I'd rather have that popping. 3, 2, come on, pop, 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 pop. Before he shoots it down, gosh darn it. Oh, it worked just... Thanks, Defiant. That was great. Now please join up with the rest of the fleet, because we need to get out of here. So I somewhat overestimated the capabilities of our Hydran allies. And that did hurt. But I think if we're lucky, we'll be able to get out of here. So we did leave in time. We were not completely gutted, although getting the Defiant out of here is going to be something of a trick. Just because the AI does not understand that, hey, I need to escape because the world is ending and will attempt to avoid the border. Weak? Sad? Sprogue? You get in a captain's chair and you take this up. I would love to see you try. No balls. Yeah, in the words of Woody, I would love to see you try. Of course, I'd love to see you as a crater. So let's just keep running as fast as we can. And the Klingons won't be able to catch us. Especially because their destroyer keeps doing zigzag maneuvers. Which I just have to feel probably not exactly the most efficient pursuit strategy. It's suicide to not run. Ah, that doesn't bother Sprogue. Sprogue is used to ordering other people into suicide. He's not very good at it himself, but if he can tell someone else to do it, he's more than willing to do it. So we're going to get on out of here just as fast as we can. And it does look like we'll get away. Do not turn back into them, Defiant. First of all, you are broken. Second of all, we are leaving. So get ready to switch over so we can escape the Defiant. Jump to warp. And now the Defiant needs to get on out of here, which unfortunately the Defiant does not have a cloak device. Oh, I swear to goodness. If you got this ship killed, Cisco, I'm gonna be pissed. Because it's an expensive ship. Well, it's actually not that expensive. It's $1,200, which is incredibly cheap. That's cheaper than a lot of heavy cruisers, actually. Most heavy cruisers. That's cheaper than the starting heavy cruiser at the beginning of the game. So that should give you an idea. Okay, I thought for a second the game would have crashed, but it did not. Let's pop back home. We have quite a few repairs to undertake. 150 plus 316. But we're okay. I mean, it did take me away from being able to afford a Defiant in the next mission, but we're alive. And we'll take a patrol, see if we can't whittle down the enemy forces a little bit. If we can go one-on-one with an enemy dreadnought, that's fine. Overload all systems, and increase speed time. We'll just sit here and chill, relax, maybe do a little bit of light fishing in the holodeck as we wait for all systems on the ship to actually turn on. This is the greatest weakness of this ship, by the way. Frigate and the light cruiser. Okay, we can take that on. I think we can take them, guys. I have a plan. So starboard side photon torpedoes fully charged. Port side photon torpedoes about to be charged. And that will give us all the photon torpedoes we could ever desire. Give me a tractor beam. Give me a electronic countermeasure. Give me 6 points of that. How much power? I have 12 points of power of the forward shield. Okay, whichever one of you gets here closer, honestly, I'm not going to care. I'm just going to go after this one off to the port side. And you can go engage. In fact, I would encourage you to strike at him, but you're not going to, because that would require you to have quite a bit of intelligence. Patience, young Padawan. I don't think you quite understand what that means. Wait for it, and slow down the speed of time. Because things are about to get ugly. Oh, only 4 hits. Oh, we killed him, though. Seriously? You used a Wild Weasel for that? It was 4 missiles. You could have shot him down. Photon torpedoes to normal. Port side photon torpedoes to off. And commence long-range phaser engagement. Because we want to kill him, and we'd like to do that fairly shortly. There we go, 62 damage. 62 damage, that's just lovely what this ship can put out in terms of phaser firepower. Although, it may be a better idea to move to a fast cruiser. Because the fast cruiser doesn't have heavy photon torpedoes, it has normal photon torpedoes. Which puts it at photon torpedo strength of a battle cruiser. Which is not bad at all. I mean, which one of our ships blew up? Just randomly? Let me guess, it's the Akira, wasn't it? I swear to goodness, if you blew up my Akira, I'm gonna be irritated. Game, why? Orion terrorist blew up a factory. Temporal vortex found. Convoy lost. Why did my ship explode? More DACA equals better. Yeah, well, how do you define more DACA? As in number of guns or type of guns? Yes, the powers that be interceded directly and destroyed my ship, which is always irritating. Because now we're stuck. Is there a save? Nah, not really. Besides, why would we go back? I mean, we could go back. Do we want to go back, chat? Let me know. An autosave? I could. I mean, it's an option. But you're going to have to get chat on your side on that one, because normally I don't like to go back on a autosave. Because technically that is an event that seems to be able to happen in the game. I'm not sure why it happens, but it does. According to Thorbush, it is the Organian scum. Got a light cruiser over there that we gotta get into an engagement with. So let's go check out... Oh, I have loads of power. Use it all. Photon torpedoes to overload. Where did all the power go? Into the overloaded heavy photon torpedoes. Laurendale says yes. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or not. That's the thing. I think there's just a chance that it happens. Pick up more speed. Hello. Yes, it is the Defiant. Hi, my little buddy, my little friend, my little pal. So he's had a bit of a bad day. I'll get the rest of Gatling phasers on him. 500 paces normal mode. And keep the speed going. Oh, he is having a really bad day at this point. I think I can just beat this at maximum speed. I mean, maybe not, but we'll give it a shot. So So he's trying to use his missiles, and it's just not working, because we have a point defense system that is more than capable of handling whatever he wants to throw at me. Oh, just horrific amounts of damage being dealt to this guy. Alright, time to head to the planet. But yeah, this Defiant is beautiful. That's actually one of the reasons why I'm not super broken up, is because this Defiant is beautiful. So, whatever to Thunder Jaw. So I have 2 people out of like 15, according to my readings, that have decided that they want to reload the autosave. It is significantly less than a majority, I will say. Nope. Does it have a cloaking device? Yeah, I could put a cloaking device on it. I haven't, for obvious reasons, although I may make an exception for this one. Go send in the diplomat. Transporters. There's the transporter button. Go. Off with G. Normally ships do not blow up in space with no reason. I say that. Really? Did you see the number of times that the Enterprise exploded for no reason at all? Alright, we'll see if the saved game state exists. Load. Loading. Please wait. Hey, it's still there. I don't know actually where this game comes from, but... oh, we're here. Empire Defense 25. Yeah, looks like we missed like a mission. So not terrible. We have loaded. And we're once again back in the Thunderchild. So hopefully we should be able to kick some butt and take some names. So what do you guys think? Should we go and try and buy another Defiant to sort of back up the Defiant? Or should we instead attempt to... get ourselves another X-type heavy cruiser? Because we still have the fast cruiser and the bomber cruiser, both of which are different from the normal X heavy cruiser. Aha! It's a trap! A D7 and a D5. Whatever shall we do? 2 Defiants for the win. Sprogue, nah, for what? You have to contextualize these things, otherwise I have no idea what's actually going on. There's a bit of a time delay between when I see things that you guys write and when you see things that actually happen on screen, and it becomes all very confusing. Get Mordaka? Mordaka would be getting another Defiant. Or Mordaka could also be translated as getting a Prometheus. I don't know. Sprogue, you're not making any sense. Let's just come on in here and just annihilate this guy. So let's be his hand. Back to normal. What's your electronic countermeasure at the moment? It's dropping to 0. I would like you to have none, but I'm not willing to wait any longer. Oh, that was a thing of beauty. Hi, do you really, really want to get into a fight with me? Ask yourself that question. We need a Sovereign. Oh, but the Sovereign's so boring. Alright, we'll get a Sovereign. Your ship should have plot armor. Oh, it has a certain amount of plot armor. Increase speed time. Let's just whittle this guy away. We have a lot of missions if we want to get a Sovereign. Sovereigns, I believe, 8,000? Or 8,800 or something like that. So we're quite the ways away from a Sovereign. You little punk, you got through my shield. Mainly because I'm operating at a maximum speed of time, but other than that. So we've lost shield, but that's okay. Alright, since we need to get the Sovereign, rules are... hang on. Offline. There, he will not defend anymore. Weapons to half strength. Since we're now saving for a Sovereign, we must start weakening our opposition and stealing them. Because this is how you make money in this game. Is to steal all the ships. You just reloaded to save ultimate plot armor. You could describe it as such, yes. So our Marines will capture the ship. That will give us a little bit more extra cash on this mission. Extra cash will be translated into getting a Sovereign sooner if we go in the direction of a Sovereign. Of course, there's also a whole bunch of other ships in the fleet. But I mean, if you want a Sovereign, it's there. So down, there we go. Mission complete. So now we're just robbing the Klingons blind, which I get the feeling is something that we shouldn't actually be doing for pure reasons of, aren't we allies of some description? Seems a little bit odd. 380 prestige, so that's what you get when you start robbing everybody. Planetary assault, sure thing, we can do that without too much trouble. Especially with the Defiant. We'll send the Defiant down to the atmosphere and we'll start bombing targets. Oh, we brought a Hydron XCB and a Hydron, well, the Fort, which is a SUIX And squaring off against us is an HF5N, but more importantly, there was a DXD, which is a little bit more powerful. And of course, the planet is a PL0, which I believe is undefended. So let's go kill this guy. Summon at Starfleet Command through a treaty to the treaty around the winds. There is that. I know it's not very powerful, but the Galaxy is my favorite. So it's, we had a Galaxy X for a little while. So we owned it for a little while, and then I think we got into a battle that was a little bit over our head. Or we may have sold it to pick up an extra heavy cruiser. I think we sold it, yeah, to get the Akira. Because people wanted to see more of the mod, and so we obliged them. Now, of course, just to keep in mind, I know we haven't done it in a couple of episodes, but if anybody just wants to, like, see the different ships that we have, we can take some time towards the end of the stream and just sort of show them off in skirmish so you can get an idea of what all the ships actually look like in-game. I mean, I won't go through all of them unless, like, we have time and people really go for that, but we can show off people's favorites and that sort of things if it's in. So, Galaxy, it looked great. I think it does too. Bigger is better, so buy the biggest ship in the fleet twice. Biggest in what terms? That's the biggest question. Because technically, I do think the Galaxy's larger in terms of volume than the Sovereign is. And so that could be considered the biggest. Alright, we're just gonna go kill the Indisputable. We're gonna walk up to him with a big loaded shotgun and say, good night. I didn't actually expect that to kill him, but I'll take it. It's another probe, just to double check. Not show floor. Well, that they kind of are one and the same. By going to the show floor, you get to demonstrate all the ships blowing up other ships. So we're going to have to chill then and wait until we actually get our hands on one of those big nasty sovereigns. Oh shoot, I should have captured a ship. What was I thinking? Should have tried to capture them both. But now that we're operating as part of a fleet, it becomes a little bit more difficult to actually capture vessels because the fleet tries to kill the vessels a lot. So, a little bit more difficult than otherwise might normally be. Hydrogen is booking towards the planet. Yeah, he really wants to get in range. He's doing a speed of 20 out there. And we are at as fast as the ship will go. Or is it? This is as fast as the ship will go after having charged all of our weapons. We're not even charging weapons anymore. This is just holding everything. We're at 25.5. So we're just going to get on towards the planet and beat the ever-living crap out of it. In order to make it so that the Defiant is not caught in a horrific situation. I just realized how close I got to the ship. Because it's so small. Whew! That was a little bit closer than intended. There we go. Alright, so Marines. Oh, yeah, there we go. You can almost get out and jump to the planet at this range. Is the Prometheus in this mod? Yes, it is. The Prometheus fills in one of the Federation X heavy cruisers and is quite sleek and I would say effective. So yes, it is out there and available should we purchase it. It is an XCF for a X-type fast cruiser.
Bridge taken.
So one of the 3 Federation X-type vessel, well, X-type heavy cruisers in the game, which I think worked out quite nicely because it's got the whole arrow hull. That's honestly as far as the reasoning went, if I'm completely honest. It had 4 nacelles and an arrow-shaped hull. Fast cruiser, right? I think that makes sense. 495 prestige. We got him down to a 15. Pop on back home. I think we took a little bit of damage. Monster or a broken patrol. We'll go repair the ship and then we'll just set immediate... actually, give me Marines. Just in case. So I can steal more ships. Yeah, we went through quite a few Marines, actually. I went through 3 spare parts? When did that happen? And oh... When did I use all these parts? Whatever. Set it into space. Let's go kick some butt. Butt needs kicking. Planetary assaults just pay out so well. So I have to take the planetary assault. I mean, if I took the patrol, it'd be an easier mission to be sure. But I have to risk the assault. And there's something off over here in the distance. We have a Hydrogen XCF, as well as a whole bunch of Hydrogen vessels over there. And we're staring down an XCA, which is still, unfortunately... I gotta come in and fix the Klingon XCAs. I thought I had. Wait a second. Oh no, I used you for the C7s, right. So there are 3 Klingon vessels that I have in the game at the moment, still, you know, working on the game in general. And the Klingons are currently next on the chopping block of being done. But there are 3 Klingon vessels in game, those being the Cavort, the... Oh, there's a special one I don't want to spoil until we actually run into the gosh darn thing. And then there's also the Vorcha. And the Vorcha is filling in for the Klingon battlecruiser, the C7 class. So, and the reason for that being that it's fairly cool, and I'm not sure that I wanted to make it so that it was an X-type ship only. But maybe I should make it one. Not positive on that. Gonna have to put some thought on that. If anybody has any thoughts or suggestions, feel free to join the Discord and put in your thoughts in the Starfleet Command channel. We try and take things on. Sometimes we talk about crazy new mechanics and that sort of thing, but that will probably not happen for quite some time. But it's always interesting to have the discussion anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to drift on in here. Oh, you know what? I want to go for that X-7 cruiser. Are you sure? I guess you're gonna die! I guess you chose death. And now you. Because my shining moment of beating the ever-loving crap out of the one... Actually, just photon torpedoes off in general. I don't have the power for you. Not in a swirling melee. Transferring bridge control to bed. By the way, Sproke's been having a bit of a rough time lately. He's been sort of dealing with a lot of issues. So if you guys could just thank and appreciate him for all the work that he does helping out this channel. I don't pay him. He's just been a friend who's really kind of stepped up and done a lot of things for me. And his help, without that, we wouldn't be doing nearly as much as we do for this channel. Which, I know, some people might think that what we do on this channel is not a whole ton, but trust me, there's a lot that happens sort of behind the scenes, and Sproke has been incredibly helpful for a lot of it. So, just wanted to put that out there. Especially while he's not here to hear it, otherwise his ego would explode. Oh no, the X-type heavy cruiser finally came back and started beating the crap out of me. That's not good! Shoot him back! Shoot him back! Most of our shields are down at this point, although it looks like he's all alone in the middle of a whole bunch of Hydrogen ships, so I think he's about to have a very bad day. What kind of planet are we dealing with? PLPH, so it will actually be defended. So I do kind of want to keep the forward shields intact so I don't have to wait until, you know, they're all recharged before I can re-engage. Oh, Gatling phasers in this game are so good. They're just unbelievably powerful. And then Gatling 2s are just even more terrifying. So wait for a little bit more phaser fire. And you know what? I kind of want to touch off the mine just to, you know, kill him with his own mine. Because I think it'd be my... Oh no, we dropped the mine. Still, let's try it. Oh, didn't happen. At least we avoided getting blown up by the mine. Somebody show me a planet. There it is. So, photon torpedoes to proximity mode. Forward shield to maximum levels of reinforcement. And increase the speed of time to the maximum. And then we'll just basically get on there and fire a whole bunch of photon torpedoes. And maybe bombard the planet to death. We'll have to see. It's going to be a little bit difficult. 17.5 points of power. I can use some of that. Federation, not exactly the best at sieging, but if we're going to be completely honest, the best Federation sieging vessel, honestly, is the X-type heavy cruiser, probably. I mean, not probably, it is. It just has the most amount of photon torpedo firepower. Whereas even the battleship cannot compete with it. Because we're essentially going to be firing 6 full-power photon torpedoes at this planet every single time we fire in proximity mode. Which, that ain't nothing. Let us commence the bombardment. Oh wow, most of those hit. Good job, gunnery teams. Am I charging everything? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, lovely. So I can just use pretty much all of that to just continue to go on and nail them with photon torpedoes. This ship, this X-type heavy cruiser, is fully capable, and we did it in Season 1, and only ever in Season 1, of knocking out a Klingon full-on starbase with its proximity photon torpedoes. It can do it. I spent literally an hour bombarding a Klingon starbase, like one of their big starbases, to absolute dust using just this ship. And it took an hour because in order to knock out the shields, you had to track exactly which shield you were shooting at, because starbases, of course, rotate, and only fire at the exact moment that it came around, and you eventually were able to cut through and annihilate the starbase. That was probably the longest mission of Starfleet Battle or Starfleet Command that I've ever played, and the results were moderately underwhelming, if I'm completely honest. Now I have a dilemma. If I say some compliment to Sproke, Sproke's gonna explode. If I don't, he's gonna lose steam. That is always the difficulty when dealing with Sproke. Alright, let's increase the speed, check out the peoples. Yeah, we can bombard the planet to dust. So we're just going to send over the Marines and have everything stolen nice and legal-like by, you know, invading with Marines. Federation Marines. I remember back when Star Trek Online was being planned on the Star Trek forums, like the official Star Trek ones, there was this gigantic thread that just would not die, talking about whether or not Starfleet Marines were a thing, and whether or not there would be a Marine type of character you could play in the game. That was such a ridiculous thread. We learned so much about Deep Space Nine in that thread. But yeah, before STO even came out, before people really kind of had an idea of what it was going to be about, that was one of the biggest arguments that we were having over there on the forums. Just, do Starfleet Marines exist? And if so, how does that work? Playing OP+, I can't figure out how to take out a Klingon starbase and blew up my heavy battlecruiser in about 12... Yeah, from a distance, with an X-type heavy cruiser is pretty much the only way you're going to do it. Repair. If I trade that in, I get 2200, but I'm going to capture this planet before we do that. Missions. Shipyard assault. Oh, goodness, this could be bad. Because if they do another trap mission on us, we're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, it's a trap. Turn, run, flee! Flee for your lives. What are you? Oh, you're a D7T, aren't you? No, you're a D6. Never mind. I'm still gonna run because watch this. As soon as the probes are fully charged, I will demonstrate why we are running away. Somewhere off there in the distance, I saw another group. In any event, we can't take these guys. Well, maybe we could. If it's just the 4 of them, and if I use my heavy photon torpedoes in systemic passes. Wish I could send it to find out. The alpha and beta tested SEO? Nice. I have the lifetime package for STO. I remember was so excited when I first bought it, and then I never really kind of got too much into the game. I remember playing the beta, and then our data got wiped, and I just kind of didn't have as much sort of steam to play through the rest of the game. That's happened to me a lot. Well, not me specifically, but my friend group. We would play the beta to absolute mad, and then the game would come out, and it's we got to regrind all of that stuff that we did. So it was always an interesting thing. Defiant, please leave. I don't want you here. No, I seriously don't want you in this fight because you need to run. Otherwise, you're going to die. It's not going to be great. Okay, here's the plan. We are going to do systematic, rapid speed assault runs where we're just going to try and blow up a ship in one pass. We will use our overloaded phasers, our overloaded photon torpedoes, and with any luck, we can kill one ship every time we go through and take minimal damage. Okay, first one's down. And we turn, and we wait for everything to charge. Also, I see fighters have been launched. Please, for the love of God, do not use a Wild Weasel. You are too fast for these missiles anyway. Please, he's going to use a Wild Weasel. He's going to use a Wild Weasel that's going to pin him down. Gotta slow down. Gotta slow down so I can start charging things. Because he's in trouble. Now, we did kill the weakest ship in the game at the moment. Well, aside, of course, from the Demolisher, but the Demolisher has fighters. Why are we still in this rust bucket? For absolute reasons. Mainly because it's effective. And because we'd have to save up a lot of cash in order to get something better. Defiant, warp out. That's an order. No, he's gonna stay. Cisco doesn't know the meaning of the word retreat. Is 50 the maximum range for heavy photons? The maximum range for heavy photon torpedoes in overload mode is 55. So you can basically sit at super long range just plinking away at them. Although I do recommend getting as close as you can just for the greater accuracy. No way to talk about the Intrepid? What? I must have missed something. I got that for free, not played it in over a year. Yeah, I haven't played in God knows how long at this point. Yeah, spent the money for the lifetime package and then the STO went free to play. So, that was amusing. DWV, D7X, oh, you gotta die, because you're the carrier. You don't understand what DACA is then, because the X-type heavy cruiser literally has the most amount of firepower of any Federation ship in the game at the moment. So, I think you need to rephrase. Stop shooting me, I can't stop you from shooting me, but I might be able to kill you. And there is always that. Oh wow, the Defiant is just getting absolutely mauled out there. All of them select. I was hoping to have you dead. Oh, you are dead. Okay, lovely. Oh, so those weren't only your fighters. Oh, the Demolisher. I killed the wrong ship. Get and help out the Defiant from those fighters, because the Defiant is not crippled, but not having a good day. Drop a mine. Phasers. There we go. Okay, Defiant rescued. Next step is to run as fast as we can. Reinforcement. I do have some power in some places, so that's interesting. I'll put it all to the airship. Then get another copy of the ship. Takes time, We have to earn the money. I know this is a foreign concept from where you come from, but you have to earn your prestige. I was thinking what range to try and destroy the Klingon starbase as close as you can before your shields fail, and then stick to that in use proximity photon torpedoes and just over and over. So what you're going to do is you're basically going to creep up at minimum speed with all your power into forward shield reinforcement, all your power into electronic countermeasure, and then you're going to just sit there at maximum range once you determine how much damage he's going to do and it's less than your reinforcement, and you'll only use your photon torpedoes, and you're going to have to track exactly where the shield that you're shooting gets hit is, so that you can continue to focus on only that shield. And eventually you'll wear it down. You will. It'll kill it eventually. Oh, good. Good job there, Defiant. We've made a nice little minefield that'll push the enemy away. I would like you still to leave the map so you don't die, but that's not going to happen, is it? I was told that we lived in a post-scarcity society. Nobody said that. There was no such thing as money. Yeah, there's no such thing explicitly as money, but we see time and time again that the Federation has some sort of form of reward system. So there is that. Also, this is the 23rd century, so we still have money. Lieutenant Uhura, after all, does buy a tribble. And spin! You spin me right round, baby. Get ready for heavy photon torpedoes from reasonably point-blank range. And it didn't kill him! Why did it not kill him? Gatling phasers, kill him, please! That did not happen either. So we took quite the pounding on that one. Actually, the armor took quite the pounding. We are still in relatively good shape. But the D7X is not feeling so hot. Lovely. Get more phaser fire. I don't care that it's a range of 10 right now. Just put more fire into him. We need to kill him. I will deal with you in a moment, sir. You're a DWV. Point defense systems engaged because the Federation works together. Teamwork making the dream, in fact, work. We're going to come right on top of you. Got him. Okay, now just you. You, my little friend. Gatling phasers, just start stripping away his shields bit by bit. Oh, that's lovely. Just getting shots in, and here comes the Defiant with a photon torpedo run in. Only half of them hit. Sounds like Ferengi propaganda? Absolutely not. We see rather constantly that the Federation has some form of monetary gain. Gold-pressed latinum. Latinum, of course, being a gas, which is then fused with the gold, if I remember my Star Trek lore correctly. And it cannot be replicated, which is why it has value. So we're just gonna come right back in on you and hurt you very badly. And activate the phaser as well. Just so that we've got all of the weapons going. So honestly, I didn't think we were gonna be able to fight this, but you know what? It's turned out okay. We kicked some butt, we took some names, and we're gonna have him mostly taken down. Actually, Marines, go start stealing me a ship. And Defiant, weapons offline. Because I don't want him to accidentally destroy the ship while I'm working on capturing it. It's going to take at least one more run of us, you know, passing into 2 Marines before he's actually dead. Photon torpedoes to normal mode. Let's free up a whole ton of power so that we can actually get a little bit of work done. He's still traveling at quite the speed, so once we take him out, he'll still have a fairly significant number of systems. Unless, you know, we absolutely maul him with this next pass, which we could do. We are, after all, an X-type CA. Although he is going to have a stronger shield facing me, so that'll help him out a little bit. I don't know how much, but maybe enough. Maybe enough to make him feel better. At least we don't have to worry about blowing him apart with heavy photon torpedoes. Alright, Marines, get ready for reinforcements. There go the reinforcements for the Marines, and the reason why we're doing this is because you get more cash for doing this. That's it, literally. So we're just going to leave, let the Marines handle the whole show from now on. Would you please not put holes in my aft shield? I'm not here to fight you anymore. I'm here to let my Marines kill you. Don't shoot him either. He's already taken enough damage. There we go. Okay, lovely. So, map up. We need to get back into the map. And all weapons to overload. Okay, which ship am I? That's always the most interesting and difficult part to figure out. There we go. This way is the way to the place. More of a freelancer kind of guy. Someone remember that game, but still too nice to watch. But it is still too nice to watch and have a lot of fun. Yeah, freelancer is awesome. Freelancer is one of the main reasons why Christopher Roberts was able to get everybody to buy in on Star Citizen. Although, yeah. Campaign in that was actually really good.
Factor beams set.
So let's slow down a little bit, just so I can make sure that my point defense systems engage it. Okay, friendly point defense systems working, of course, together, so that we can deal with all the incoming Klingon threats. And activate the phasers in point defense mode. Just to make... Are you kidding me? I have multiple layers of phaser defense, and the game still says, oh, well, despite your tractor beams and your multiple layers of phaser defense, you don't actually shoot down all the missiles. For reasons. Because of the uptick rate or whatever. It has a specific speed in which it sort of like updates the universe, and when that does not work properly with your defensive weapons, it becomes a bit of a problem. So we're steadily knocking out everybody who's trying to hurt us. Which power do I actually have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Because our point defenses work desperately to give me a little bit of protection on this one. And he's also got a massive amount of ECM. Oh, yeah, you can turn your weapons back on and go kill people. Okay, new plan. Capture Marines. So we're going to continue to attempt to capture this. Ow. Would you please stop hurting me so I can capture you? Because if we capture these, this is worth so much cash. So much prestige is wrapped up in this thing.
Their systems are offline.
Come on, get another... Actually... If I can just weaken them so I don't have to do anything, that'd be more ideal. 4 for 4. Hey, that'll do it. Okay, on to the next one. Marines! Focus my target. And, turn off your capture attempts. So we're going to go for this one next. Slow and steady. Rule of Acquisition 106. There's no honor in poverty. Let's see, which rule is it? Rule number 50-something, I think? Dignity and empty sack is worth the sack. Dreadnought captured. We've got the first one done. So on to the next one. Oh, are the Stardogs fighting each other now? Oh, that's too funny. Please don't kill each other, because I do kind of need to capture all three of you. So, hello, Dwayne. Welcome to the stream. We're glad you could join us on this one as we slowly putter our way over to a Klingon Stardock because, you know, Federation ships are too overgunned for their own good. They actually cannot handle all the weapons that they're supposed to be utilizing. Alright. Alright, everybody. Once again, Marines. There we go. And I'm open up. Send the Marines. We are taking a lot of damage that we otherwise shouldn't be. Okay, he's down to 6. We've got this one. On to the next one. As apparently they continue their nuclear war over there. Possession 109. Dignity. Oh, it is 109. Okay. Yeah, dignity empty seconds with the sec. Oh, the rules of acquisition are a lot of fun. Wait for them to finish dueling it with each other. Actually, no, this is the duel we're going to get involved with. Slowly putter our way over here. We're down to not a lot of Marines, so it is a bit of a problem. So, come over to my fleet screen and tell them that you wish to destroy. Wait, no, you wish to capture the FRD, and that'll give us 3 FRDs captured. What is the Fed ship with the most power? In what sense? That's a little bit vague. So, because most power in terms of just power generation, probably the battleship. Most power in terms of firepower, possibly this ship, maybe the battleship, not really clear. Or you could consider carriers to be insanely powerful because they have 20 fighters on them potentially. And the 20 fighters each bring their own group of Gatling phasers and then micro-photon torpedoes and missile launchers. And oh god, fighters are terrible. Will the channel keep us absolutely? Yep, we will be. So Starfleet Command will probably be switching up the schedule a little bit, but it's not leaving by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. And Marines. Go. Ooh, let's try not to blow up the thing. Where is my weapons? There's my weapons. Half weapons. So we're just going to reduce them to rubble. Oh, I need to get one more group of Marines over there. There we go. Okay, we got it. If I mean power, I mean power. If I said Daka, I mean Daka. Interesting. Yeah, it's probably the battleship then. I think it's got like 88 power. Alright, so that will be all 3. Where the hell are you going? Oh, you're still not in my fleet, are you? No, you are in my fleet. Why are you over there? Alright, so we have managed to successfully capture every single one of the shipyards and captured one of the defensive ships out of the 4 and beat all 4 ships off. So I think we did a fairly decent job on that one. Assuming, of course, it doesn't try and nuke one of my ships, in which case we will not be happy campers. Look at that. We made over 1,000 prestige doing that. And we captured a planet. That's probably the more important thing. Supply yard, if I traded it in, it's worth... we'd be at 4... There we go. So if we bought this, we'd be at 3,000 something. So shipyard, hi. How much for your latest X-type heavy cruiser? Ooh, they're not available. That's disappointing. There's a whole bunch of X-type frigates and scouts, but no X-type heavy cruiser. I mean, there's a BBV right here, but why would we need that? More Daka is good. We'll work on it. There's no sense in getting a frigate because destroyers are almost the same price. And the destroyers are all... well, destroyers are better. Let's go to supply. We'll patch up the damage to our ship. And I need Marines like you wouldn't believe. Because Marines have obviously proven to be insanely effective. Max out Marines. 154 more. What missions are here? Monster? Sure. We may end up regretting this significantly. But we'll give it a shot. Blow up a monster. Nice, real quick, easy. Hopefully it's something that's pathetic. No, it's... okay, moderately pathetic. I'll stop. Overload all weapon systems. We're just gonna sit here and we'll let the Andromedans and the Fusion Monster come here. So is a battleship or X-Technology battlecruiser a better ship? That is a very debatable question. So, 1, that depends on your race, and 2, that depends on specifically which X-Cruiser versus... oh, battlecruiser. On X-type technology battlecruiser, sorry. So it's going to depend on your race, it's going to depend on which of the 3 X-type heavy cruisers, and really that's about it. So, for example, a Federation X-type heavy cruiser has less power generation, less protection, possibly more shields, I'd need to double check, but maybe not, and a greater photon torpedo armament. However, a X-type battleship has, again, more power or not X-type battleship, but a BBX, so a battleship with a phaser upgrade, has more power in general, has more phasers, and has better sustain, and can maintain a higher speed while running after you. You're not dead. That is astounding. So it really starts coming down to, well, what do you want to use it for type questions. So you're dead, and hopefully you're about to die, because I'd like to finish you up. Hey, I did set ECCM, man. It's set to 6. There's no complaints on this one. See? Set to 6, and at the time it was almost a full power. Just continue to hurt, and Gatling phasers. Let me just steadily whittle him down. Really, I should be attempting to alpha strike with huge salvos, but really, it doesn't really matter. I can't board monsters, so there's no point in trying to capture them. So that's why we haven't attempted such here. There we go. So for the Federation, I haven't seen an X-type battleship. It's not an... it kind of. So every single ship in the game that is available in the Advanced era will eventually receive a small X upgrade. We call them little X upgrades. And what that does is it just takes all Phaser 1s and 2s and turns them into Phaser Xs. This is a huge bonus to your firepower. And so we also often call them like X-type battleships. They're not technically X-type battleships because it's not XBB, it's BB little x. And if I can find a... well, you'll notice just all the little x's here. This just means that this ship has been refitted with X-type phasers instead of Phaser 1s and 2s. So 4 Phaser Xs, he normally would have 4 Phaser 1s. With the Klingons, that becomes crazy because the Klingons have a whole ton of Phaser 2s on a lot of their ships, especially the D7s, that never get replaced. Like here's a light dreadnought that gets X-type refit phasers, so it's pretty good. So it kind of becomes 6 and 1/2 dozen. So the battleship has more engine power and protection, but less firepower, less heavy weapons firepower, because it does still have better phasers. Because at the end of the day, you have more of them, so it's a pretty significant increase in capability. not insurmountable by any means, but I don't think I've ever actually managed to beat a X-type battleship with an X-type heavy, or not an X-type, but a BBX with an XCA. And I tried. Way back when. We had a series where I kind of figured that I could take on anything out there. And it ended up not being the case. The most powerful ship in the game, though, is an X-type is a XCB. It is a Marak XCB. Theoretically, is the most powerful in terms of raw damage output in a single round, or not a single round, but in a single volley, I suppose, because you can stack volleys. So if you're looking to siege something out from long range, from beyond enemy effective range, then the most powerful ship is the XCA, or yeah, the XCA, because the XCA has 6 forward-firing photon torpedoes, which are amazing. You should try next time you do a skirmish on stream, just not today. I can do the skirmish at the end of the stream. That allows us to have a little bit of fun with everything. There's no reason not to. Do that, and give me all additional power to forward shields, because I need to keep the ship protected. You are going to die, and I think you know it. Yeah, so personally, I like the X-type heavy cruisers a little bit better because they are a little bit more nimble at the helm. But honestly, a BBX is a little bit faster. So, also it can, you know, charge and actually move. So there are quite a few things actually going for it. So you're dead. Hi, buddy. Do you still want to get involved in this battle, or do you want to run away? Photon torpedoes suck? No, they don't. Photon torpedoes are literally the best weapon of the game. Period. Hands down. Without question, the photon torpedo is the best weapon of the game. And do you know why the photon torpedo is the best weapon of the game? Because it has a range of 55, where it deals 4 damage, and no other weapon in this game does that. A photon torpedo ship can literally destroy any other ship in the game. Bar none. Bar absolutely none. They are the best. Because a photon torpedo means that the Federation captain gets to make all the decisions about how the battle does. Because they don't hit, they hit all the time. You just have to know how to use them. Photon torpedoes are extra sensitive to ECM, but as long as you know their percentages and probabilities, they're amazing. And so, for example, a proximity photon torpedo is 50% accurate out to a range of 30. That's 4 damage to a range of 30. There's no other weapon in the game that does that. It can't do it. So, the photon torpedo, you're absolutely wrong. It is the best weapon of the game, bar none. Because you can control the entire engagement. If you want to get close, you can get close. If you don't want to get close, you don't have to. You are in control because you can hit them from a range of beyond 30. You can hit them all the way up to 55 if you're willing to take the accuracy hit. At that point, you're 33% accurate. Oh yeah, cat. Should have captured. Google the Kaufman retrograde. Yep, Thornbrush has it. Then you are wrong, Dwayne. You are very wrong. Oh good, we just knocked out the tile entirely. Pop down here and say hi. But yeah, photon torpedoes, bar none, best weapon of the game. You get to decide how the fight goes. Now, I used to think photon torpedoes sucked too, back when I was originally playing the game, but once you start under... Aha! It's a Prometheus! So, we have a Federation XCF along with us. It is the Prometheus. Well, it's the USS Waltz, but it is a Prometheus class. So, operating with other members of the X-Fleet. And will increase the speed of... he's well aware of the Kaufman retrograde. What say you to that, Thornbush? He's calling you a liar. He's not. He's just saying he disagrees. Starfleet Command 1, without a legendary weapons officer, photons do suck. Well, first of all, there are no legendary weapon officers in Starfleet Command 2, and second of all, they work brilliantly. And I think that anybody saying otherwise doesn't realize the full capability of being able to decide, this fight doesn't happen without my say-so. Which is exactly what the photon torpedo lets you do. You get to dictate whether or not the fight happens. As have I. And I disagree that photon torpedoes are bad. Ooh, the Prometheus is just avoiding all of those with the Wild Weasel. As in the board game. Whoa, now we got some big guns coming out. Starfleet battles. Now, I've heard the argument that the Klingons make better scientists than the Federation in the board game. Not quite sure. Well, because they have the missile launcher, which allows them to be more flexible with probes. We're talking the early heavy cruiser. How does the weapons compare between this ship and the Prometheus? Can't see on mobile. Prometheus doesn't have heavy photon torpedoes. It has normal photon torpedoes. So it's packing 6 normal photon torpedoes instead of 6 photon torpedoes, but then also brings to bear even more phasers. So it's pretty good. Doesn't mean you were wrong, but most of the game's designers said it was. Oh, that's actually a fairly decent shot right there. If only there wasn't so many UI elements, actually would be pretty good. Empire Defense 5. So we're going to pop back and forth. MET temperature. Oh, wow, we've been promoted. We're fleet admirals now. We have 6,148. We could actually probably buy the Sovereign in fairly short order.
Red alert.
Power gen comparison, about the same. Hey, mission complete. Successful. We have successfully defeated the enemy. That's exactly what we will put in our reports, and let no one tell you otherwise. But what I'm going to do, because we've been promoted, is I'm going to save, so I don't lose it. TNG campaign. Save right there. Because I don't want to lose it. I'll pop back over here. I would like to steal this starbase before I go back to see whether or not I can pick up a Sovereign. Although, I have to warn you, I haven't fixed the Sovereign yet, so it still is a little bit naff.
Red alert.
Red alert. Overload. Sit still. And we'll wait. We will play this very, very straightforwardly. Give BBD or give death? What do you guys think? Should we get a Federation battleship, or should we get ourselves something a little less huge? If you do, you will learn photon torps suck. I disagree, sir. Anyway, we have ourselves a Cavort, which is one of the 3 Klingon vessels that we put into the game. And yes, the Cavort is basically just a supersized bird of prey with the wings folded upwards. But you know what? It amuses me because it takes on the role of the E series heavy cruisers, which are terrible in every way. They're awful heavy cruisers. They really are. There's so few weapons to actually work on a chassis so heavy. It's like, dude, you're a heavy war destroyer at best. The Kazinti are great, and you know what? I love playing my Marak. They're, in fact, the favorite race in this game that I play, because you can do some absolutely outright insane things with them. But unfortunately, there's way too many ways to deal with missiles in this game. Starfleet Battles is a little different because you have more options with how to work missiles, but in Starfleet Command, there's just so many ways to actually deal with those missiles. It's kind of painful. Gatling faces the best weapons. I know there are several people in the Discord who will agree with you. I'd like to see some battleship action. Okay, we can go with some battleships. But yeah, the Marak definitely have the most amount of firepower in terms of what can hit you in one salvo. Just because you can stack salvos, and it starts becoming ridiculous once you start launching 108 missiles at somebody. Not if you're smart. Okay. And I don't know if the Cavort's going to survive this or not. No. There goes the Cavort. On to the EDW. Photon torpedoes normal, please. Actually, just shut him off. He's a little tiny EDW. What's he gonna do? Fight me? Tractor beams, 2-point defense. We'll take care of all of this without too much trouble. We'll also protect the Defiant as we slowly putter around. That is the one thing I'm not super happy about Federation X cruisers, is they are quite slow if you're trying to charge everything, and you know what, we do. Because we're fighting the AA, we may as well. Yeah, Starbush is biased towards the ISC. He enjoys his PPDs and all the power with which they bring. Best weapon is Phaser 1. Isn't technically the best weapon, point for point, is the Phaser 3? Or is it the Phaser... Because it's like you get... For 0.5 points of power, you get like 7 damage? Let me go check. You get... I assume the Defiant can take them, or I can just randomly span clip this. So you do a maximum... Oh, no, it's only 4. Oh, yeah. So the Phaser 1 is a maximum of 9 for 1 point of power. At least in this one, anyway. Brain is so big, I can mind control the enemy so he does not use it well. Hello, Kenton. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. Oh, we have 20 people according to some of my analytics. Basically, just my restream chat, so I can see both Twitch and YouTube chat. Although I imagine the bulk of that is YouTube. Pop over here, do another mission. It's an Enigma mission. Lovely! So let's go operate all systems and prepare to kill whoever we run into. Hey, he's not that big. He might even be a freighter, so that'll be fun. Increase speed time to maximum. There's no sense in wasting time. Just gonna leap forward as quickly as we can. In fact, I'm really tempted to shut off half my photon torpedoes anyway. Because why not? I could also, you know... Oh, wow. Multiple T7s. Overload the photon torpedoes, please. So I could always reduce my phaser capacitor and the speed at which it charges. That might work as well. but I don't feel the need to, considering the level of opposition. We're going to leave this. I don't care whether or not it can explode, but we can take him on. D7W, FD7. So one of these will have to die shortly, although we're about to run out of time with which they must die, so that's becoming a bit of a problem. Attack countermeasure, forward shields, reinforce, so must be time. Hi, my buddy! Hey, look at that, 5 to 6 hits. With, over the... Oh no, it was... 4 or 5. So we're gonna kill this guy nice and quick here. I have a heavy photon torpedo almost ready to go. So starboard side photon torpedoes set to normal mode. And the fight's now actually on, because now the AI is going to realize that they need to engage. Unfortunately for the AI, he's already lost half of his fleet. So it's just a single D7W versus an X-type heavy cruiser and an X-type destroyer. He's about to have a good time, isn't he? Return fire. And Marines. High 15. Yeah, we can work with that. Give me a little bit of time, and we'll have him mostly cut down size. Gatling phasers, more Gatling phasers. Oh yes, all the pain and fun. This mod uses Starfleet Command Orion base? Yes, this is based on Starfleet Command Orion Pirates. So. And welcome to the stream, Ricardo. So Orion Pirates is the base, and then we start adding in the TNG stuff on top of it. Well, actually, no, we then add OP Plus onto it, and then we add the TNG stuff onto OP Plus. And I gotta tell you, that was probably a bit of a mistake, just considering that there's over 5,000 different ship list entries in Orion Pirates Plus, which is more than a little ridiculous. Plus the literally dozens of models that were included into the game. So it became something of a nightmare. I like Hellbores as well, just limited range. Hellbores are a lot of fun. Really, any weapon that will engage multiple shields at once is always fun. There we go. You're mostly dead at this point. Oh, I was hoping that one more phaser strike wouldn't actually kill you and I'd be able to steal you, but... Oh well, we have more than enough prestige to buy probably anything we really want. I think. We'll have to stop back home after we capture this starbase. And then we'll go see whether or not a battleship is actually even in the cards for us to buy. So pop over here. Say hello. Convoy raid or holding action? We'll take the holding action. Ooh, actually no, I think we don't actually get any tile influence if we win a holding action. Worst comes to worst, we can always run. Makes holding actions incredibly safe to take. Hey, we got another Vorcha. Or not Vorcha, but Cavort. Do we have any friends on this one? Oh, we do. It's some Hydrons. It's not the biggest Hydron fleet ever, but it should actually be fairly sufficient. So, overload all systems and just park. Park and wait. I'm not saying the photon torpedo is the worst, I'm just saying it doesn't hit very often. Yeah. I mean, it's not pinpoint accuracy all the time, but you do have reasonable accuracy enough of the time. And with enough photon torpedoes, you can make it work. Also, you know, the range is just stupid. The range is almost insurmountable. Therefore, not so effective. I just disagree. I think that a photon torpedo in the hands of a skilled and competent player is actually going to come out quite heavily on top of a lot of things. Give me more power. Let's go rushing onto this. Also, we need the electronic countermeasure, just to make sure that he doesn't stop me from being able to just annihilate him in one turn with the heavy photon torpedoes. We may as well rush to full speed, because I don't think he's going to be able to stop what happens once we get basically on top of him. Although he's trying. Aw, he's trying. Hi, my friend, my buddy, my pal. There we go. Starting to strip away his defenses right there. Gatling phase getting involved, and he's done. Next. Photon torpedoes, normal mode, so it frees up some power. Unfortunately, it doesn't free up enough power, so we're going to do the next best thing, shut off half the photon torpedoes, so I actually can do something about it. Now, this is actually creating more problems for me, by the way, because once we finish this mission, we then have to leave the map rather than just scanning the starbase, for reasons that the game has never added. Ooh, good run right there. It's a good thing I'm selling this ship soon, likely. Come back around. Phases have got you. On to you. More phasers. I mean, I could be, like, properly positioning myself, but it's the DWD, and we're an XCA. This is not a fair fight, I mean, in any way, at this point. We basically just need to abuse him. There we go. On to the listening post. Green alert. And full power. Where's the highest speed of low strikes? That is exactly what we're doing. Hello, Norman. Welcome to the stream. Killed a lot of Fed players with the D7? I believe it. I absolutely believe it. I don't think you can't kill Federation players, and I do think the Photon Torpedo requires a lot of good, skillful play to use. Mods looking sexy? I agree, I think it's looking very nice. Interesting thing is that using the created Starfleet command editor, it is possible to change the accuracy of Photon Torpedoes, among other things. Splashing 16 slightly. Sprogue has not. Although just today, actually, a campaign has come out for the F-14 in DCS, so maybe at some point we may record a playthrough of that. If they were more accurate, I'd be on board. If they were more accurate, they'd be insurmountably broken.
Go to war.
Like, you can't give a ship a range of 55 with a consistent damage and then say, oh yeah, you get to be perfectly accurate. Now, maybe I have a completely different view on this because 50% accuracy to me is perfectly acceptable because I'm a guardsman player. 50% accuracy is normal. But I suppose if you are not used to that style, then it can be a little bit more daunting. So 350 prestige, and that's a tile. Bounce and bounce. Supply. Actually, if we sell it, we'll get 2,000. Yeah, we can probably afford it, unless it's 10,000. Let's try and find out together. Are there any FBBs? The answer to your question is yes. It's 12,000. I have underestimated severely. So it's going to take us a little while longer to actually get ourselves a Federation BB. Just a wee bit longer. Let's go on a monster patrol. We need another 3,000 prestige. This is better to talking. No, I think Dwayne knows what he's talking about. There's many different interpretations of how to play different tabletop games. So the fact that he just views the weapon as not being incredibly powerful is no different from me saying that a Space Marine tactical squad is not an insurmountable force. Hey, Simbri, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you. Hi. It's human nature to more easily remember evidence of failure, so it's much easier to remember photo or all the times that your entire squad whiffs or the battle cannon shot didn't connect. But no, it's a difference in taste, and inconsistency in tabletop games is just incredibly infuriating. Like, again, I'm an Imperial Guard player in Warhammer 40k. Inconsistency is so irritating, yet I do love that faction because of lore reasons. And I can totally get looking at that and saying, this weapon is going to be 50% accurate. If I get close with it, it's going to be 83% accurate, but I'm never going to have an almost guaranteed chance of hurting somebody unless I hurt myself. That can be that's a tough sell for a lot of players. So, I can definitely see where he's coming from. And it's just a difference of opinion, because it's a tabletop game. So, guys and players saying 50% is acceptable. Hey, that's what we get. It's what we do. Congratulations, you hit on force. Thank you. You have a ballistic skill of 3. Gee, thanks. With all of your people. Although there was that brief period, the index period for the guard in 5th edition, where it was, oh shoot, almost forgot. Where it was, your tank commanders are cheapest chips and have higher accuracy. And for the briefest of period, guardsmen knew what it was like to be Space Marines. And it was pretty fun. Because it's like, here is ultimate accuracy. Meanwhile, a Space Marine player looks at that like, why do you even consider that to be especially accurate? That is normal. And all the guardsmen player are like, you have no idea, my man. And then they, nuked tank commanders. Actually, they didn't nuke tank commanders in there. What they did was they made the normal Russ so gosh darn cost efficient. Oh, such a good piece of kit. Seriously, the Layman Russ in 5th edition, the price on it was just so perfect because it encouraged you to just take it. And take numbers of those suckers. Carrier CBT 50% is more than acceptable. Alright, so now we gotta come on and go kill the Andromedans with their, what is it, repulsor beam or something like that? I mean, they're using ESG lances, which are quite powerful. Their ESG lances are very strong, but yeah. And then my solution to inaccuracy is the guard solution, which is basically don't shoot once, shoot 150 times. So, and that's why I ended up getting, 2 Vulture gunships in my army. Because, hey, I have 2 aircraft. Both of them are heavy 40. I'm gonna hit something. It doesn't matter what you are or how good you are, something's getting hit at least once. That's a really good feeling. Plasma is too overpowered in the game. Changing accuracy of photon torpedoes to 60% in 4 of 12 is interesting. Tesla liked it. Plasma is only powerful at close range, though. Like, if you're not at that point blank range, plasma is useless. So run around at maximum speed and never get close. It does also give, you know, a little bit more support to the idea that aft-facing photon torpedoes actually have a bloody use instead of being installed pointing the other direction. BSGL? What? Oh, we got the Bread Beast. Didn't we have a phaser monster called the Bread Beast once, way back during our Beast Raiders campaign? If that's how you take out the bad guys. Yes, indeed. You fire endless amounts of weapons into them, and eventually they just cry. But now, apparently, we're working with the beasts, so we are the Starfleet Command version of PETA at this point, attempting to save the animals, although PETA doesn't actually save animals. By the way, if you didn't know, PETA are terrible, so just saying. Forward shields. Let's go to maximum power, and just rush it in. Because we have more than a fire. In fact, I don't even think I need to get involved. I think the Bread Beast has this covered. So we're going to start heading towards it, but if we need to actually do something about it, then the Bread Beast, yeah. Against human players, yeah, against human players, a lot of things are so good. That's one of the reasons why I actually like photon torpedoes considered more. So we're just going to continue to head in this direction, and we're going to let the Bread Beast do its best. I think it has it. I think the giant space doggo has it. But if it needs support, we're coming in nice and steadily, and we will annihilate it with one pass. No help required. So perfect. Against the AI, missiles are the most busted thing in the game. It's just, plasma's good, missiles are better. Missiles are too insanely powerful against the AI, because the AI is just completely dumb. It's like, let me drop a wild weasel for these 4 missiles that are currently coming towards me. Oh, there's another 100 missiles behind it? Who cares? The 4 missiles in front are too terrifying. Oh, we had a system down. Our system was perfect and sublime and beautiful and basically ensured that there was no possible way that the enemy could ever fight us successfully. And it worked. It worked perfectly. We could bomb any planet, we could kill any ship, and it is just unstoppable. It absolutely was unstoppable. And that's what missiles are against the AI. Invincible. XCB, and an undefended planet. Okay. We're just going to sit here and wait. So let me just use these weapons that take no power, deal 24 damage out to a maximum range of, well, 72 or, what is it? They travel at 32, so 96. So 72, 96, or 16 times 3. So 48. Yeah. Out to those 3 ranges, depending on your generation of missile, you have that maximum range that you're dealing 24 damage out to. Yes, you can shoot them down, you can bomb them, you can use transporter mines, you can outrun them, you can do all kinds of things, but the AI doesn't know how to do any of that. Oh yeah, you can bust planets, no problem. Because what you do is you take medium speed missiles. Medium speed missiles travel at a speed of 24. So you start aiming towards the planet, and the moment you hit a range of 72, you fire a salvo. Then you wait, and you wait, and you wait. Your next salvo's up, fire a salvo. Now you've got 2 sets of missiles here. And then you wait, and you wait, and then you get to the range, and you fire a 3rd salvo, and then you stop. And you wait. And now you've got a triple salvo heading towards that planet. Oh, and by the way, did I mention... Oh, you don't even need the shuttles. You do this with a Merak X-type heavy bombardment cruiser, which has 6 MIRV launchers on it. You are literally putting out like 108 missiles that this planet has to deal with. Because what you do is you fire MIRV, fire MIRV, fire MIRV, and then fire real. And you just can't stop it. It's just invulnerable. Well, invincible. Because the planet can't handle that. There's not enough point defense systems in the universe to handle that. It doesn't have enough tractors, and so, sure, it catches a couple of MIRVs, but who cares about the MIRVs? The rest of them get through, and it just destroys the entire thing. You will bring a planet to its knees in basically one move. Layer ESJs are powerful, but used to protect an ally from incoming missiles. No, they get overwhelmed. That's one of my biggest problems with the Lyrans is they're terrible, because it only absorbs. It only deals 20 damage to missiles. Now, 20 damage is 5 missiles, because missiles have a health of 4. So, if you are shooting 12 missiles at somebody, you took out half the salvo, great. But now you can't fight with them. Yeah, that's 4 or 6, not terrible. So he's having a bit of a bad day. Missiles, are they going to get through? They will not, but that's okay. Photon torpedoes to off. Give me all that power to other things. And Gatling phases get involved. Oh, I just love it when the Gatling phases just start leaping into things and just you see the entire MFD start flashing yellow. It's one of the coolest sights. Here comes the Hydrons. Yes, the Hydrons Armada is just glorious. Hey, what are you? You're an XCF. You're not as dangerous as that XCB, but you're still pretty gosh darn dangerous. I mean, phasers are really good weapons. So we will just sort of maneuver ourselves in nice and gently. Starboard side photon torpedoes to normal mode. Wow, he's going to turn on a dime into the mine. Can't say I agree with the strategy. I'm going to stop Starcastle up a little bit. Without, you know, doing anything that would normally be associated with Starcastling, but we're going to just give ourselves a little bit more reinforcement, which we then wasted when we opened fire. Ooh, wow. That hurt a lot. And the Defiant in there with the save, grabbing 2 of those missiles. Beautiful support. It's exactly what we need. This is why we shall win the war and not the Klingons, because we work as one. I tried having a fleet where I used a heavy battlecruiser and a second ship that was a carrier battlecruiser controlled by AI. The AI does not know how to use fighters. To be fair, the players can't really use fighters either, just based on the controls you have over them. I.e. none. There go your shields, and here's a missile. Ooh, this ship has hurt me quite badly. I gotta get away from him before he actually blows me up, because he could spike me. I have high belief that he could spike me quite hard, and I would not survive the experience. So we gotta get more controls going on in here. Planetary assault, isn't it? Oh, beautiful! You used it at the proper range! All hail HMS Hatchet, who has demonstrated for once that the Hydrons in this game, without modifying their AI, actually can use their fusion beams properly, if they have no other choice. Yeah, we get all the fighter skill on each. Yeah, that's how that works. So could you explain why not take a ship that have a biggest energy generation from all ships? More energy equals faster shooting. No, you don't recharge any faster. There's strict limits on how fast you can recharge. So the phase. So each individual heavy weapon is going to have a specific rate in which they charge. A photon torpedo takes 2 turns to charge. A disruptor takes 1 turn to charge. You just need the power into it in order to make it work. The phaser capacitor will charge at a rate of filling itself completely in 1 turn with enough power to fire every single phaser. So, but you can't like shove even more of that to charge it at half a turn. In fact, Starfleet Command, I have been told, is cheating by the fact that our phaser X's shoot twice per turn, which is kind of broken, as we can see throughout the thing, which is one of the reasons why the Klingons get such a huge power boost once the X era comes up. Praise the majesty of the Hydrogen Kingdom as fellow paladins. So, in general, you want to pick the ship that you think is going to match your playstyle the best. Whether or not that is the biggest ship, which generally it will be, if we're completely honest. Generally, the biggest ship is the ship you want, because that's the most fun. But not always. I mean, you can have a lot of fun. Like, we would have a lot of fun just flying the Defiant around. It's an awesome little ship. So. And if I'm completely honest, I'm actually not the biggest fan of the Federation X-type heavy cruiser. Like, the XCA is a really strong ship, but it's not a good ship. Well, it's a good ship, but it's too overgunned. And so it can't maneuver and fight at the same time. You pick one or the other. So if you're maneuvering, you're not fighting. If you're fighting, you're not really maneuvering. Which is why we're skulking around at a speed of 9 right now, trying to get into the fight. So, by the time we make it to the fight's going to be over. I'm not sure the reduced mobility and turn rate of a battleship would be much fun. The battleship can maintain a fairly high speed, just in general, while charging all weapons. So, it's actually a lot more maneuverable than you might think, just because of that. Like, it doesn't need to stop to charge all of those weapons. Now, part of that is because it has 10 normal photon torpedoes, which aren't as power hungry as 6 heavy photon torpedoes. The heavy photon torpedo is one of the most just power hogs in the entire game. It kind of makes you look at it, it's like, really? Like, really? Because it just takes so much power. Now, there's a reason for that, because you can deal 32 damage with it, or deal 8 damage out to a range of 55 if you want. And that's crazy strong. It's ridiculously powerful. Full strength photon torpedoes out to a range of 55 is just wow. Now I know Dwayne doesn't agree, but that's a lot of firepower right there. So it has to take a ton of power, and because of that, because you got 6 of them, the ship's power plant just can't handle it. 58 power is not enough to make this ship run properly. You really probably should rip out that heavy phaser, and honestly, rip out 2 of the heavy photons. Like there's no point to having that much firepower if you can't use it. X-type heavy battlecruisers made obsolete. Yeah, they do. Technically, from just a bombardment perspective, yeah, the X-type heavy cruisers do make battleships obsolete, but battleships are still incredibly powerful. Hydrogen Hellbores are deadly and weak deflectors? Yeah, because they hit every single shield and then they focus on the weakest shield. It's crazy good. It's like one of the greatest weapon systems in the game. Because, like, if you're low on shields, especially early game Hydrogen frigate battles, if you've got Hellbores, is just nuts. Because it's like, I'm going to hurt all of your shields, but I only have 5 points of shield. I don't care. I'm hurting all of your shields. And then I'm going to blow a hole through one of them. And then every single time I shoot at you, I'm going to hit that hole. X-type and overloaded close range, oh boy. Yep. It is very, very powerful, but also incredibly power intensive. We literally cannot charge all of our weapons at the same time while standing still, while trying to overload our heavy photon torpedoes. Doesn't work. This ship literally can't handle the power, which is why I'm actually not going to be overloading them, because I need to get close. I will overload the phasers, because there's no reason not to. I mean, once you've got a charged phaser capacity, you may as well go nuts with it. But yeah. More power! Oh, it's just a normal battlecruiser. He's got a friend. No, he doesn't. He has no friends. Okay, so now we sprint forward at maximum speed. We look as aggressive and awesome as we always wanted to be. And if I can't kill you in one pass, I'm not going to bother. Are you a plasma cruiser? Because if you're not, then I'm going to go in on you. If you are, I'm going to ignore you. Photon torpedoes missing entirely because he didn't set it up properly. And he's got an attack shift of 1, but you know what? I probably won't be able to beat that in time. Hi, buddy! Surprise! Oh, 136 damage. That was all 6 photon torpedoes. And then the Gatlings. And he's dead. On to the next one. Alright, here's the plan. You go kill whatever it is you want. And we'll go kill whatever it is we want. Yeah, we didn't even have to overload that and we killed him. It wasn't in one shot. We did, of course, have to get the Gatling phasers involved. But, yeah, that's a pretty significant amount of firepower right there. So we'll just accept the fact he can shoot us, and we'll... actually, no, I'll probably drift in nice and close and do this to you. You're dead. On to the next one. You might be a little bit more difficult. I had... never mind. I turned on the tractor beam, and apparently it doesn't work. And you're dead. And this is just a little bit unfair, for completely honest. Since I don't like it, it's not my preferred ship. I would rather take something that had a higher speed. I really should try out the XCF. If you didn't have to do all the planetary assaults on your own, I might be more inclined to pick an XCF more often. Just because it has the speed to sort of maintain going. And your primary armament at that point is phasers. Like, you have a ton of phasers in that boat. Which is great, because it just means you get to shoot absolutely everybody. And it's great. So, 274, the Faders have been defeated. I want to stop home for a repair before I go back to try and blow him up. Supply. Yeah, 228. Fix that. Drop. And drop. Let's see if we can't... Oh, the mission... Oh, another convoy rate anomaly. Not fair. That's what I call paying. It's a shame we can't capture the entire convoy. Because if we could kill the entire convoy. We could get a ton of cash. The problem I have with the XEA is the energy shortage when engaging multiple heavy ships. Yep, that's its problem. That's its biggest failing. I mean, you got one good pass because you spent the first few turns just sitting still doing nothing. And then after that, best of luck to you, buddy. Because you're not doing anything else after that. I mean, you're just sort of stuck. Because what can one do? You have to just shut off half of your photon torpedoes. And just pray that you can get there in time. And it's a light cruiser, so we should be able to kill him, no problem. Good night, Sprogue! It's a general problem with Federation ships and energy. Yeah, it really is. The lessons of the Saladin never learned. Gee, let me take all of the weapons on a heavy cruiser and put them on top of a destroyer. That'll work great, right, guys? That was literally the Federation's plan. Oh, such a terrible, terrible plan. Hi, buddy. 5 of 6, not bad. We did take the missile in response, but... take him out. Alright, on to you. You do have quite a few missiles, and I can't actually go super fast if I want to keep fighting, so photon torpedoes off. We'll engage you with phasers, as God intended. Just rip open your hull. So steadily come back around and just continue to beat him to death with phasers, and then we'll zip up to the convoy and kill everybody. It'll work. In fact, I'm going to order the Defiant to go do whatever the heck it wants. I trust the captain enough to actually do a good job. Are you running? Okay, good. In that case, I'm going after your freighters. If you're not going to fight me, I'm going to go accomplish the objective. And in fact, I think the Defiant could probably take you on. So someone give me a target. Over here. We've got a E4R. So the E4 transports should be nice and easy to annihilate. Phase capacitors fully charged. Turn on the photon torpedoes. We had 19.5 points of power, just additional. All of it disappeared to start charging the heavy photon torpedoes. I just wanted to point that out. Not use the battery? The battery has 12 points of power, which would be nice, but you'd use it so gosh darn quickly. I mean, it's not the worst battery ever, but it's not exactly reliable because it's so easy to use it all. Because the heavy photon torpedoes just take so much power. So how quick is that battery going to be drained completely? So I'm just going to use my phasers to cut my way through basically everybody over here. Then once I've killed everybody with the phasers, I'll turn back and kill the DWD with the photon torpedoes. There we go. Oh, it just ripped into 3 pieces. Beautiful. On to you. You're my last target. The battery is stored power, and you start draining it when you turn it on. So basically, on this ship, you'll notice that we have battery 12. So we have 12 points of power in the battery. And we can ask it to be used for other things. And once it starts getting consumed with all the power that we ask for it extra, it will reduce at whatever rate. So, I mean, it's a resource to be used should you want to. So I generally don't bother with it because normally I don't have batteries this big. Kind of had forgotten that I had such a huge battery, if I'm completely honest. But, ooh, we're going to zip along at a speed of 31. I think the Defiant, yeah, the Defiant had that handled. Did not need our help whatsoever. Just picked it apart completely. Did not care in the slightest. So excellent job, of course, done by Le Defiant. Our wonderful, helpful little guy. 392 prestige is, of course, our reward, which is not bad at all. Puts us back up over 8,000. Pop back onto the planet. Let me take this gosh darn planet. Planetary assault. I mean, I could take the patrol. I should have taken the patrol. Let's be honest. We should have taken the patrol. The patrol would have been easy. I see a big heavy group over here. I see a dreadnought over here. Oh no. I don't know if I can take that. Could be useful in tough situations. It can be. Keep seeing better on ship stats, but I don't know. Yeah, so basically you just turn the battery on and you start using it. If you're using a mauler, your battery charges the mauler, which the more power is in the battery, the more damage the mauler will do, and so it can become more than a little ridiculous. Heavy cruiser, heavy cruiser. Oh, that's a lot of heavy cruiser. Focus my target.
Matching your target.
We gotta kill him. We gotta kill him fast and hard. Or we could steal him. That'll work too. I will accept stealing as a solution to the problem. So let's get ready to rumble. Because this is gonna suck. But I think we can make it happen. If we do this right. Oh, but he's smart and he's pulling it away. He realizes what my plan is. I mean, could there be any other possible plan? Let's be honest. 179 damage. And I think... Oh no, the game just lagged for a second. Photon torpedoes off. Phasers only. He's down to 14. And my shields have collapsed. So if we don't get a handle on this very, very shortly, we're in a lot of trouble. Galley phaser? Galley phaser, please. There we go. Galley phaser engaged. I gotta turn this port side away from the enemy. Repair. Fix. Oh god, there's just too much to fix. I knew this was gonna happen, but I had to give it a shot. Marines. Oh, that's not enough. Got him. Okay, so the Dreadnought's dead. And the Demon Slayer is actually under a lot of fire. Defiant doing a good job. Defiant's been pretty badly battered, though, so have we. So we're going to break out the cheating maneuvers. 11, 14. Yeah, okay, so that's the plan. Engage with missiles. And I need to fix... I have no shuttle bay, that's the problem. I need that phaser array back as soon as you can. Okay, he's lost his shields, which is lovely. Gatling phasers. Do I have enough power to the Gatling phasers to charge him? Not quite. Marines. 10. Not good enough. 9. Not good enough. Gotta be able to steal him. I can fix the ship. I mean, that is something that is perfectly our option at the moment. So, given enough time, the ship will be fully repaired. The question is, do I have enough time? I need more speed. I need to get out of here. I need time to reset. In order to do that, I must run. Repair the engines. More power. And what else are we fixing? Okay, we use the Gatling phaser for that. Obviously not ideal. I want to go after him in the back because he's the most badly damaged at the moment. Oh, we are under fire from disruptors, which is the worst place to be. Under fire from disruptors with no shields.
Firing at will.
Fire at will. You lost your target. Great.
Matching your target.
I'm going to pull you for the fleet. Will that allow you to properly engage? No, you'll get lost again. Right. That's unfortunate. So keep the repairs coming. I can get the ship prepared. I can go back in and fight him. Which I think we can do. We just need time. So it's just one thing. Ooh, I missed something. Missed a lot, apparently. Bullseye. It could be useful until it's still better to use her than being idle. After all, you don't have a molly here. That's true. Does it refill after... Yeah, it refills after every mission. Do you guys play multiplayer on Game Ranger? We do not. Are you all on my Discord? Maybe. Want to do a 1 versus 1 versus fellow noob. I need to get time at some point to play, so... So let's spin back in. Because I think we can beat the crap out of the heavy cruiser at the very least. Ooh, unfortunately you're charging and I didn't ask you to. You're overloading! You're both overloading. Well, that ain't good. Talk about a waste of power there. I'll take one overloaded photon torpedo and I'll use that. Keep this one off. First of all, normal and then off. And repair this. We still have to capture a planet after this. Luckily, it's a PL-10, so if I can just survive all of this, then I can take them on. Okay, he's fired missiles, but I don't care. I was really hoping the Gatling phaser wouldn't waste itself on that, and we're losing a lot of the ship, but I think if I can get in here, I can kill him. I have 3 spare parts left. Oh, we missed the photon torpedo. Dwayne's revenge. And come around, get the other Gatling phaser on. Got him. Okay. Down to a DWL. Oh, I don't know if I can take this. I really don't know if I can take this at this point. We've just taken so much damage. And they're disruptors. Ooh, should we be running? If I had more spare parts, I'd go in on this, but I'm not sure at this point. It may be just a better idea to pull on out. Be safe about this one. Yes, Dwayne is laughing. Indeed. Cackling like a madman. Shut that off. I don't need it. That I could use. Fix that. Photon torpedoes offline entirely, please. I just need the power. All I desire. Also, that can turn off as well. Phasers. Check the on. And the Gatling phasers saving my bacon. Hi, you can get anything I got. Gatling phasers, missiles, whatever. Yeah, we're out. We are out! Well, maybe not. The thing is, we deal so much damage with our phasers. But I've lost most of them at this point. I've lost at least 6 of them. Yeah, I'm out of spare parts. We're fixing a phaser 3 mount. Well, a phaser 1 that has 3 mounts on him. It's time to go! It was a good fight. But we didn't have quite enough energy at the end to push on through. So, honestly, if we picked up one more Defiant, we would have actually been able to probably break that, I think. So, not terrible. All things considered, we managed to take on a Dreadnought doing that. So, not feeling too bad at all about how this one turned out. I know it always sucks to lose, but it's not terrible. And we're getting out with all our ships. At least I think we'll get out with all of our ships. It really all depends on what the Defiant does.
Warping out
And we
system.
warp out. And the Defiant. Time to get it out as well.
Go to
And
warp.
gone. It may be a wreck, but it's a fixable wreck. That's the key. So you always got to remember, if you can fix the ship, roll with the ship. Alrighty. So not bad at all done right there. I mean, yeah, we didn't make anything from it, but I will count that as a moral victory. Ah, we're stuck. Alright, so we've been streaming for about 2 hours, which we had a lot of good fun with. We actually made a lot of progress. We've managed to capture a planet, capture a starbase, on the verge of capturing another planet, so we're not doing terribly at all. The Thunder Child has proven itself to be excellent, and we're on our way to get a battleship, but getting the battleship is probably going to have to wait until next time. So I'm so glad that all of you could join me. We had a great attendance, if I'm completely honest. 21 people, I think I saw at one point, which was really cool. Happy to have you all with us. Enjoyed just chatting Star Trek and other things that we do on the channel. If you're new to the channel, this is one of the games we play. We play 2 games. We play this, and we play a game called Battletech, soon to be Rogue Tech, hopefully. And basically, Starfleet Command, which you've seen, which is an amazing, just basically an amazing space tactical combat game. And then Battletech is big stompy robots that blast each other with heavy weapons. It's a ton of fun. Highly suggest you check out the rest of the channel, and maybe you'll enjoy. If you are on Twitch, and I'll do a quick check at Twitch just to see if anybody actually is over there, because we started on YouTube, so we're not super popular on Twitch. Yeah, nobody's there. So, yeah, if you want to maybe join the community a little bit more, we have a Discord in the link down below. Check out the rest of the channel. Maybe you'll find something you like. Maybe you won't. In any event, leave a thumb up. Or, hey, if you hated the stream, if you thought it was terrible, leave a thumb down. That way I know that I have done something wrong and can fix it. Leave a comment. What did you think? What are you looking forward to? Next thing on the list of being done for this particular mod is to start including the Klingons a little bit more. We have 3 ships on. One's a mystery ship we haven't seen yet. The other one's a Gavort, and then, of course, the Vorcha, which we saw last week's, but not this week's episode. Hopefully, it'll show up at some point. But anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe, perhaps, or follow if you're on Twitch. If you want to receive a notification every time I post one of these videos, press the bell icon, join the Discord, join the operations group on the Discord. You'll get pinged pretty much every single time I begin one of these. And I will see you all in the next episode.